Evening. My name is Fernanda Rascón Gutiérrez. This is my activity 1, Request for Asylum. The name is Mission on the Embassy of Mexico in Iran. When we talk about refugees, we talk about the people who leave their country of origin because they fear for their life, freedom, and security due to the violence, internal conflicts, foreign aggression like war, massive violation of human rights, among other situations that disturb the public order and leave them defenseless. And Mexico is a country with open arms to these people. We must initiate the conversation remembering our political constitution of the United States of Mexico, our supreme legislation, where we can find in the Article 11 this fragment. Everyone has the right to seek and receive asylum. The recognition of refugee status and the granting of political asylum shall be carried out in accordance with international treaties. The law will regulate its origins and exceptions. Moreover, the first article in the same legislation is about the human rights recognized by the Constitution and international treaties celebrated by the Mexican state as the right protection, promotion, respect, and compliance in the whole country without possibility of suspending them, unless in certain cases provided by the law. As country, we have the obligation to guarantee the precepts incorporated in our maximum law, so these two articles are fundamental to the work of the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, the President, and the Embassy to guarantee the right of asylum to any foreigner who asks for it, and to promote this labor in an international scale for the people who is suffering outside our borders to know they are welcome here. People living in Afghanistan and any other country suffering a war will be considered a refugee here in Mexico. To make possible our project of promoting this figure in the Iranian embassy, we must see more legislation where our obligation with the international community is firmly exposed by our legislative power, with the purpose to have a solid base to our mission. Considering the international treaties, we need to begin with the Article 14 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which dictates, in case of persecution, everyone has the right to seek and enjoy asylum in any country. And that declaration was signed on December 10, 1948. We need to clarify that refugee and political asylum seeker are not the same. The first one is part of a group victims of generalized violence. A political asylum seeker is a person who leaves his or her country of origin to protect her or his life, freedom, and security from political persecution because he or she cannot get government protection. Continuing with the international treaties, we need to mention the convention relating to the status of refugees, signed by Mexico on June 7, 2000, which establishes UN has manifested its concern about refugees and its effort to guarantee the broadest exercise of their rights and fundamental liberties. Since our country is collaborating with the UN, situation confined by the signed treaties, we have that concerns and goals too. In the convention, we find the Article 7, Section 1, which establishes about the exemption from reciprocity. Subject to the more favorable provisions in this convention, each contracting state shall accord to refugees the same treatment as it accords to aliens in general. According to this, we can express that Mexico has several programs to beneficiate aliens in the country, programs that we could reorganize to apply them to the refugees. The importance of this part is to reframe, to demonstrate that we have the knowledge and experience with programs which could be used again with our mission with the refugees, being this an obligation with the UN that we accept. And our last legislation to consider is the Law on Refugees, Supplementary Protection, and Political Asylum. This one is stipulated in its Article 15, Section 2, to be our jurisdiction as Secretary of Foreign Affairs to promote and coordinate public actions, strategies, and programs with the purpose of protecting and assisting refugees and applicants according to the Article 20 of the same law. But more important, the sections 9 and 13 are expressly our main mission: promote actions to guarantee the right of application for refugees and the international law of refugees, offering capacitation to the migratory officials and public servers involved in this subject. Now we can understand that our project is an obligation we had with the UN, signed in the treaties we celebrated, being protected by the political constitution, while this one considers the right of asylum and application for refugees. Even the legislative power made a tool to guide us and force us to do our job as Secretary of Foreign Affairs and as Secretary of a country that respect, promote, and guarantee human rights. Who can we start? Are we going to be alone in this process? Mexico has a great ally when we speak about refugees and asylum, the UNHCR. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees is working now with our country, beginning with activities such as identification of possible applicants for refugees and capacitation of officials, and programs like legal assistance and material to refugees implemented by Without Borders IAP in Mexico City. And we have the COMAR, Mexican Commission for Aid to Refugees, responsible of conducting politics in this subject. They also help to protect the refugees and the assistance programs to guarantee the wide respect of the human rights. We have two institutions that will be key to our project due to their experience and programs, so we will have guidance and help to achieve our goals. This essay accomplishes its purpose to present arguments to the creation of a program to initiate asylum applications through the Embassy of Mexico in Iran for nationals of Afghanistan. The Secretary of Foreign Affairs has the legislation necessary to know that the program is part of their job, and so does Mexico to promote this mission. We will give asylum to the refugees who are living in Afghanistan due to the generalized violence and internal conflicts in their country. We call them refugees because they are a group of people living under massive violations of human rights, but we do not dismiss the possibility of having political asylum seekers in this movement. And we will do this because we have the compromise and obligation with the UN to help, to do what is possible to guarantee, protect, and promote the human rights, even for foreigners, and more because we have a moral obligation to do it. Our country is a warm land who has seen these same scenarios in our history, and we wish to be helped, and we thank when that happened. So it's our time to collaborate with the international community to achieve these goals as the responsible country we are. Thank you.